So the Darkmoon Faire has been out for like almost a week now, and I thought I would cover some of the decks that are standing out. I did this the day after, and the meta has definitely changed quite a bit, and it's still changing super rapidly. So definitely craft with caution and just be careful. Play whatever you want. If you're missing some cards, just swap them out for something else, because this game is expensive. And if you craft a legendary and it ends up being bad, you're gonna feel bad, and so is your wallet. So let's talk about this DeadDraw deck. He hit rank 1 legend on NA and on EU. This deck is an ETC Bulwark warrior, and this deck's actually really hard to play. DeadDraw is a god at Hearthstone, so you might try this and you might just like never win. So definitely be cautious of crafting this, okay? But this is, it seems like if you play it as good as you can, it seems to be the #1 right now. Who can do that besides DeadDraw? I don't know, not me. So what are you doing here? You do the ETC OTK, which is ETC. You got Penflinger, 2 Bloodsworns, and a Broomstick. So play ETC, you hit him with the pen, you Bloodsworn ETC, you Bloodsworn ETC, and then use Broomstick, and then you have all these rush minions, you attack with them, ETC is going to be throwing things at their face, doing a lot of damage, and then you kill them. Fun combo, relatively easy to do, but the hard part is surviving until that point against this very aggro meta. I don't know if people can usually do that. I can't. I was seeing a lot of face hunters and demon hunters, and I was just getting destroyed. But if your meta's slow enough, maybe you can do this. Also, you need to not be seeing Ticketus Warlock. My roommate Regis Kilbin has been complaining about seeing a lot of Ticketus Warlock. I'm not seeing it in my meta. Maybe you guys are seeing a lot of Ticketus, so maybe you don't want to play this, but this it seems to be one of the top decks. All right, next up, this deck, I think this does well at all ranks. This is Evolve Shaman. McBanterFace, really good streamer, good guy. Check his stream out for sure. Hit rank 3 legend with this deck, and it's a different take on Evolve Shaman than I have been playing, and I actually like it quite a bit. It's a bit more budget as well, if you consider about 4,000 dust budget. But you get a ton of value through this. Playing the Desert Hare using the new card Revolve, that means you get a bunch of random 3-drops whilst getting rid of your opponent's buffs if they're playing Paladin or anything like that. So that's really good. Derailed Coaster, super strong card here because the 5-drop isn't great because the battle cry is so strong, but then you evolve it or revolve it, and it turns into something pretty scary. Mogu Flesh Shaper, often a massive minion that, 10 drops are usually pretty good, or just revolving it into another 9-drop. And then Sea Giant, because there's so many minions on the board, most of the time you're usually going to get Sea Giant out at a large discount. And a lot of the reason why this deck is so popular right now is because of the Cage Match Custodian. This card being added to Shaman is it's just made the deck feel so good and synergistic and so reliable, because you're able to pull out those bogs to buy Knuckles, and usually you can play them on turn 5 because you've either drawn it or you've played the Cage Match, and then you get to pop off with your Corsair, your Coaster, your Pitmasters, your Hares, all that stuff. So this deck is great. I do think this one is one you should try out if you're a relatively budget player. It really depends on what you have to craft. The list I was running had like Inara and Electra Storm Surge, and you don't need those. You could put the Sea Giants instead. They are epic cards though. But yeah, so for the next deck we have this Tempo Rogue. I don't know the name, but it hit top 10, I believe, rank 6. Yeah. Tempo Rogue, you're probably seeing a bit of this. This seems to be the most prominent rogue archetype. Not running too many new cards here. We do have the Foxy Fraud and the Swindle. And I guess that's all you need. These cards are very strong. Being able to dig through your deck with the Swindle, using the Foxy Fraud to discount your Edwin or your other combo cards, making massive Edwins really quickly on. Your opponent can definitely cheese you with a massive Edwin on 1 or on 2. Questing Adventures can get large really quickly as well. And then we have a ton of draw. We got the Secret Passage in there, the Dirty Tricks, and again, that Swindle does play very similarly to the old Tempo Rogue. Not too much new here. If you had most of the Rogue cards already, you already have the core Rogue legendaries like Hanar, like Edwin, like Jandis. You could definitely try this out. Now, the one card I don't really know about here is Zephyrus. I mean, this guy hit top 10, but to me, I tried this deck and I just didn't seem to cycle enough, and Zephyrus ended up being a Bloodfen Raptor. So maybe I'd probably drop him personally. So if you don't have him, that makes it even more budget, right? So that's great. So there's a lot of different rogue decks actually running out there. I didn't know which one to pick. This one was the one that I saw hit the highest rank, so I ended up choosing this one. It does have Zephyrus. Maybe there's a reason why it has it, and maybe this person knows how to draw better than I do. That's probably what it is. But next up we have Highlander Hunter. This is from Tortue. He hit top 10 legend, and per HS Replay, Highlander Hunter is actually the top deck, at least in higher legend. It's surprisingly consistent, even though it's only got one of each card, because you got that Polkelt, which grabs you your payoff card, which is Bran. Being able to play Bran on curve is super good. That's definitely what you want to be doing, hopefully, every game. And then other than that, you're going to be drawing your Rinling's Rifle, which gives you insane value. And then we have cards like Petting Zoo, which can just give you a crazy board for not a lot of mana. Sometimes, maybe turn 1, Mystery Winner. Turn 2, you play a Secret. And then turn 3, you summon 6/6 worth of stats. Pretty gnarly, super strong. A lot of opponents may be able to deal with that, at least in my experience. They're going to have that AoE and they're going to destroy your Petting Zoo. But it doesn't matter, because you just constantly, you hit them in the face with other things. A lot of 1-drops, you're usually doing something on 1, doing something on 2, doing something on 3, playing Polkelt on 4, and then hopefully your Bran on curve. Not too many new cards here because, Highlander Hunter was a fairly refined deck. And what are we adding? Mystery Winner, Open the Cages, Inconspicuous Rider, Petting Zoo, and Rinling's Rifle. Hey, that's 5. Kind of beats Rogue, right? So yeah, cool deck here. If you like Hunter, this is leading the pack, and unfortunately, Tonk may not be stonks, but I do love me some Tonk. All right, next up, we have this top 20 legend at the Tempo Demon Hunter, but it also has a little bit of Il'gynoth action going on here. Now, there's a lot of Demon Hunters that are just popping up right now. I think there's 3 main archetypes. There's this Tempo one with the Bladed Ladies. There's the OTK one, which has the Moarg Artificers. And then there's like this super aggro one where it actually curves out on the Stilt Stepper, which is just 4 mana. All of them seem super, super powerful. Well, I guess the OTK one seems to be the least strong. Maybe it's because it's harder to play, or maybe it's just because it's not that consistent. But between this one and the aggro, I actually don't know what's better. This one I was able to find at a higher rank, and it's very similar to Soul Demon Hunter, actually. You're just cycling through your deck very quickly, finding those cards relatively consistently, Skull of Gul'daning to discount things, playing those Bladed Ladies at a massive discount, and then hitting them in the face over and over and over. They have a decent amount of health. You can maybe equip your Warblades. You throw down Il'gynoth, you use a couple Twin Slices, and you hit them, and it's going to do double damage thanks to Il'gynoth's effect. So yeah, Demon Hunter, quite good right now. Really good. Again, in my pocket meta, which is, I guess, top 500 legend, I'm seeing a ton of Demon Hunter, a ton of Hunter, and a ton of Shaman. But my roommate Regis Kilbin is complaining about Warlocks, so definitely choose what you think will do best in your pocket meta, because it's going to be different at legend, it's going to be different at diamond, it's going to be different at plat, gold, and so on. So be careful. But yeah, that's about it. Again, meta is still changing rapidly. Definitely a lot more stable than the last video I made, though. Since no one liked me as a child, you guys can make me feel better about that by liking this video. And then also, I don't know if you guys know this, but subscribing is absolutely free, and not that many people are actually subscribed, even though they watch. So that would definitely help me out, and you can always unsubscribe in the future. No credit card necessary. But yeah, that's about it. Be sure to check out my Twitch, and good luck on ladder. Stay hydrated.